Our goal as realtors is for our clients to see us as their resource for all things real estate. So they come back to us for assistance again and again, and then we keep that level of trust that we established when we first helped them buy a house. But sometimes they're moving out of state or they're buying a vacation home in another town. In those cases, we have an opportunity to set them up for a referral with an agent who we trust in that market. By doing so, we have two goals. One, that our client has the kind of experience that they would have with us. And two, we want to set that agent up for a successful transaction by properly communicating with them, because if a sale actually happens is when we get those lovely referral checks. In this video, I'm gonna go over the steps that you need to take to have a successful referral process so that your client has a successful sale and you get that check at the end of the transaction. My name is Betsy Repaske, and I'm a realtor here in Breckenridge, Colorado, and I also service Summit, Park, Lake, and Chaffee counties. You can see the names of all of the towns I service in the description below. And about 70% of my business is agent-agent referrals. So I'm very familiar with the referral process. And this video is actually being made because I've noticed how much of a difference it makes when a referral is handed off properly versus when they're just kind of thrown at the agent who's receiving the referral. Number one is qualifying what your client is looking for. The same way as if you were gonna help them personally on that sale, you wanna know what their goals are. What are their motivating factors? What's their price range? If they can explain to you where they wanna be in the market that they're looking. Some of these might be kind of general because you don't know that area very well and your client may not know it super well either, but as much information as you can get will help you to then be able to not only explain what your client is looking for to the referring agent, but use that information to find an agent who understands those needs. If they're looking for beach property, you don't want to refer to somebody who actually services an area that's 20 minutes inland and has only sold 2 beach properties ever. Here in Summit County, the other thing I run into is we want to make sure that their price point matches the market that they're looking in. The number one thing that we don't want to happen is for you to just throw the contact information at an agent that you haven't really vetted, and for the first conversation that that agent has with your client to be, no, I'm sorry, we can't do that. And this brings me to number two. Number two is talk to the agents that you're considering referring out to. And I say agents because as much as I would love for you to send all your Breckenridge referrals directly to me and not interview anybody else, my recommendation is that you do talk to at least 2 agents, because like I said, you want to make sure that they actually deal in the kind of property that your client is looking for and that they're a good personality match. In talking to these agents, you can also establish if your client's goals are even possible. I mentioned the first conversation being a no, being not only disappointing, but the truth is that I think it can reflect poorly on you. I've had a number of referrals where all I'm given is a name, I talk to the buyer, and their price point is such that I don't have anything to sell them here. And so the first thing I tell them is no. But what I think it shows is that you didn't do your due diligence. If you want to use this referral process as a way to establish that you are there to assist them through this, you want to make sure that if the response is no, that you go back and deliver that message. You go, hey, I talked to my colleague in that market and she said that they just don't have anything in the $300,000 price range that's going to match what you want. Would you like for me to see if I can reach out to the rest of my network and find a town where you might be able to find something in your price range? By you being who delivers that message, you leave the door open for you to be able to continue to help your client, versus if they get referred to me and I tell them no, it's kind of just like a bummer for everybody, and we don't want that to be the experience that your client has. Once you've found the agent that you like and who you've established will be able to help your client, step 3 is an introduction. And I really recommend this step. Just giving the buyer my contact information or giving the buyer's contact information to me without you making the introduction means we miss the step for you to transfer some of the know, like, and trust factor that you have to me. And if we're able to establish that know, like, and trust by association quicker, it means that your client is more comfortable, the rapport is easier to build, which means, as we know, that the transaction goes more smoothly. And as far as how to make the introduction, I really like email introductions or text messages where we're all on them. And the other reason I like the text message or the email that we're all on is that you can use them in the future to follow up. Step 4, once the connection has been made, is I really can't stress this enough, you need to fill out your referral paperwork, or at least send an email that has all of the information that should go onto the referral paperwork. If you're referring out to an agent who receives a lot of referrals, you want to make sure that they keep your client and your name connected. Because the truth is that if you don't send that referral paperwork, or you don't make sure that it's connected, you can't guarantee that that agent is going to make sure to pay you out at the end, because that referral paperwork is where that agreement is made and is a way for them to track it. So fill out your referral paperwork. This happens far less than you think it would. Lastly is to follow up. And that's where right when you made that introduction, whether it's on a text message or on email, use that chain to follow up with everybody involved every now and then. And then you can follow up with the agent and your clients just to check in how things are going. There might be an instance where you follow up with the agent and they say, hey, do they not really respond to text? And you're like, oh, no, they do, but I actually know that they're out of town for 2 weeks. Or where you can do something to help in the process. And by following up on that group text and directly with the client, you show that you are still invested in helping them. If you don't take anything away from this video, remember this: a referral is your chance to continue to establish your relationship with your client, or if it's not done well, you can drop the ball and show that you aren't the resource that they hoped you were. So don't drop the ball, do it successfully. And if you have referrals from the mountains of Colorado, please call me. And if you're looking to send a referral elsewhere and you need suggestions, I have a whole network because of the number of referrals I do, so I'm happy to connect you with other agents. Additionally, if you have questions about the referral process, please reach out. Like I said, I've done a lot of these, and I think agent-to-agent referrals are a beautiful way for all of the realtors involved to connect and work together. Once again, my name is Betsy Repaske. My contact information, as always, is in the description below. And you can find me on any social platform at Betsy Repaske.